What's up, everybody? This is Silverspook, and this is the Silverspook live stream about the state of our Cyberpunk, our Cyberjunk, our Torment Nexus 2025, and of course the game Neofeud 2 and the progress update on that, as well as Dev Q&A, because I don't always pay very close attention to the chat, so I'm going to try to do that more in this stream if my chat connects. My chat laptop is not connected, but anyways, so try to stay on point as much as I can. Neofeud 2 is, what is the state of it? Well, the current status is I am approximately 2,000 out of 10,000 lines, or approximately 35 to maybe 40,000 out of 140,000 words of voice acting is now in the game, which is about 1/5 to 1/4. So 25% of the game's voice acting is now in the game, voice acted and in the game. Just to give you an idea, 140,000 words is like 2 novels, so it's a lot of dialogue. Approximately 140. It's about 700 pages of dialogue. I think Princess Sybil, one character, has 130 something pages. The voice actress for Princess Sybil has reported that she is 37 out of 100 plus pages recorded. So I haven't even started on that. So there's a lot of people doing a lot of work right now. So shout out to all the voice actors. Shout out to all the voice actors and people who have auditioned, who may not have yet been cast for whatever reason. Thanks for putting in the energy for that. It's been a lot of I mean, I guess I already did this before because I already made Neofeud 1. I don't know why it seems like it's more work this time. Maybe I'm older. I will not say wiser particularly, because if I was wise, I would have finished Neofeud 2 4 years ago and made it like 1/3 as long, but maybe it wouldn't be quite what it is. I mean, Neofeud 2 is it's about, as I've kind of said before, just another update if you missed that. Neofeud 2 is about twice the length of Neofeud 1 in the total word count. The total file size is like way bigger. So there's a possibility that Neofeud 2 will be, for just logistic reasons, split into 2 parts. So like Neofeud 2 disc 1, it's not actually, some people want like 3.5 floppy disk. Some people want Neofeud 2 as 1,000 floppy disks. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that. So people will pay like $1,000 for like an actual PC, like CompUSA, or like like a Best Buy CompUSA, like software box with the packaging and the shrink wrapping and all that kind of stuff. I don't know how to do any of that stuff. It seems like a lot of energy. I know a lot of Kickstarters is basically like it's like the plutonomy almost of like one person spends $1 million on your game for like personally shrink wrapped, hand signed, like delivered by like a Blockbuster video, like rented from a Blockbuster that this billionaire retro gamer has set up. Like they have their own personal Blockbuster set up on their 50-acre estate that they go and rent your indie game from, right? That's the new indie game. That's the plutonomy, the economy run by gajillionaires, is you have to sell one copy of your game for $10 million. And that's your patron, as in the feudal era, then you are the video game Mozart, patronized by that neo-feudal lord, right? or maybe three. You know, you have like one kick starts it for 2 million, one kick starts it for 1 million, one kick starts it for 700,000, and that's your rent, your mortgage, that's your kidney rent. You know, that's your pancreas rent. You know, when all your organs, when you have to have basic medical care and it costs $2 million, right? So I mean, one of those patrons is just paying for your medical care. The second patron, like the Duke of Steam, right? Who is like a multimillionaire whose daddy is like a crypto NFT Scott Bessent cousin, donates your medical bills $1 million, and then your second patron, like the Duchess of Toronto, you know, who like owns 50 Baskin Robbins that are all closed now, but it's okay because they got replaced with Klarna. Rent a ice cream or mortgage your ice cream, and she gives you another $1 million that pays for your exorbitant rent in some hellscape city. And then your third patron, who is the Emperor of London, right? Rishi Sunak's son, right? He donates $1 million, and that will cover your AI generated college tuition that's basically useless. So why did you even go to college? To not write papers, but you still have this giant $1 million student debt, and so those are your three Neofeud lords. That's how indie gaming works in 2025, and it's really great. It's amazing. Really, I love it so much. Anyways, that was the state of I sneakily did the state of our cyberpunk dystopian reality, while pretending to talk about the game. But also, the state of the game is I'm not being kickstarted for $3 million. Just to be 100, because I know sometimes I go into, some people have like dysfunctional sarcasm radars, or just simply do not have one because of whatever divergence of their neurons, which is, you know, valid. But just I don't have millions of dollars worth of backers. We have some patrons that are very generous, but you know, none of them are at that level. Knock on wood, we don't have $1 million worth of medical bills yet. We'll have to be we'll have to take a trip out of the cyberpunk hellscape if that ever happens. Anyways, what's up, Colin? I am paying attention to the chat. You know what I should actually do is I should probably post this to the Facebook, because some people, like, you know, they may want to. You just said, Colin brings up that there is no indicator that I am currently live on the YouTube channel. So one problem of living in a cyberpunk Torment Nexus scape is that you are subject to the whims of the Torment Nexi mind, you know, or not mind, the Torment Nexi servers, right? If they choose to notify, whatever YouTube or Twitch or Twitter, Instagram, Facebook choose to notify the users, your followers, right? Then maybe people find out. But if not, I mean, then maybe not. Maybe then all of your streams, all your streamed gigabytes of content are lost like tears in acid rain. Okay. Anyways, so but yeah, so I just kind of want to leave this a bit informal, because I just want to kind of focus on talk. I'm trying to recalibrate a lot of what I'm doing, because I'm like gotta get back to the basics, which is, you know, I make retro games, I make cyberpunk games, I make science fiction speculative games, and trying to get back to that. Obviously, dealing with, you know, there's always a punk slant, emphasis on the capitalized italics of the punk, but you know, that's kind of like that's what sustains Silver Spook. That's what sustains the Silver Spook lifeboat, the Silver Spook cooperative. Indie game business is the primary thing. So Yeah, so I'm trying to refocus on that. That's part of the game dev process. People have questions like some people just want to hear about game dev stuff sometimes. I know there's a lot of channels like I see Tim Kaine talks a lot. I sometimes watch his videos. Tim Kaine is the original director of Fallout 1, and he always has interesting insights in the game dev world, and also from a 40-year plus veteran perspective. Sometimes people just want to hear about that, to be honest, like that's a lot. I was talking to Holly, and I was like, man, sometimes I feel so spread so thin because I got to do so much I'm doing. Some of it I have to do, some of it I choose to do. It's kind of a not tar baby, but it's kind of like a not necessarily choose or have. It's kind of a chav. Well, that's a poor person in that dystopian Torment Nexus called the United Kingdom. But sometimes it's a you choose / have. I have to use social media. I kind of choose to go on it sometimes, maybe too much. The amount I go on maybe is accidentally too much. Or if you have a heroin addiction, how much is it your own volition when you choose to stick the needle in your arm, right? A question for the philosopher PhDs in the house, which I know there are multiple who have played 30 plus Let's Play video YouTube series who have philosophy degrees. So I know there are some philosophy PhDs in the house, actually. Jaxie, oh my god, not caught you live in so many years. What's up to Jaxie? I'm not sure if I'm not sure if I recall exactly who you are, but maybe I know you from somewhere else. Don't recognize the handle. The channel for Indie Nile did a great video on violent framing of Arabs. Game I mentioned in their comments to collab with you folks. Indie Nile, I've not heard that. Sorry, when I like bend over, I'm like when I crane over, like like a origami trick. I'm trying to check the chat. My eyes are not the best as my eyes are not what they once used to be. So, but yeah. So, sure, talk about that. how Arabs are described in games. There's a lot of there's a lot of things about games that could be better. That could always be better. Jaxie, who are you on the other platform? If I don't know who you, because I don't seem to recognize that handle. Anyways, if you want to know other stuff that's happening, if you follow this channel, you may already know. I recently did a update with a voice acting preview about 2 weeks ago. So you can check that out. Also, I recently did a video interview with Dave Gilbert of Wajidai Games, for those who come from the adventure gaming, retro gaming side of things. Hopefully it doesn't crash my computer when I open this up. But yeah, so if you don't know Dave Gilbert, Dave Gilbert was the creator of Wajidai Games, which produced Technobabylon, Resonance, Gemini Rue, Black Hole series. The recent is most recent entry is Old Sky. So I was just talking to Dave the other day, and that was speaking of indie devs. That was a lot of good indie dev advice from colleague, and I wouldn't say Dave is my personal indie game guru tech support. No. Sometimes I ask Dave questions because Dave has just been more successful. And Dave has a small indie dev business for like 20 years. So I definitely pay very close attention to everything that he says. This is a pro tip. Speaking of indie dev, pay attention to those people that are in your field, are doing something similar to what you're doing, who are successful. That's just my pro tip. That's literally what I've done. It's like, what did you do that worked? That seems to work. You can't copy it exactly, right? Obviously, you can't just make a unavowed clone, or you can't just make a Technobabylon clone exactly. that's not gonna work. But you like how do you post? How do you make videos? That's one thing I've definitely been doing. And when I ask Dave questions, I'm basically writing. So I literally am writing some of the things down. I'm like, yeah, that's very good. Yes. Oh, you post 5 times a day on Steam. Oh, you spend 18 hours a day. You need to touch grass during the release of your game, and you feel like sleep deprived, and like like you feel like you're like your brain is moving through sludge because you've been up for so long, and you feel stressed out, and you have like stomach ulcers. Okay, I'm gonna get some stomach ulcers and stick them in my stomach. I already have them, so I'm ahead of the game. I'm just kidding. He didn't see all that. um. What's up, Victor? Although like one thing is stressing out about your I think any small business has that factor, which is like spending a lot of time stressing out about it, which is sorry, I'm trying to bend over this to see the chat. It's valid because 50% of small businesses in the U.S. fail in the first 5 years. Probably more than that now. That was just historically. It's probably more like 70% now. Given the economic, given the cyber dump, given the cyber pump and dump that is currently being enacted upon the U.S. economy, where it's being fleeced for all the remaining dollars it can be before it goes belly up. Yeah, and so it's rough. So being a indie dev is rough. So we just gotta worry about that kind of worry about finances is just a part of the game or part of the life. I think I found you originally through Extremely Online Left, based out of Australia, or another streamer who moved to Hawaii for a few years ago, by the name of the replete. Oh yeah, right. I do know Extremely Online. Yes, I know both of those people. They are diaspora Palestinians talking to great culture and media comparisons. So I figure talking to indigenous. Yeah. Yeah, sure. If they want to do such a thing, that sounds something that I might be able to do. I mean, obviously, I am also a Native Hawaiian person, an indigenous person. That's we have to deal with that aspect of things as well. Lost my train of thought. Anyways, if enough people come in, I kind of want to keep this a little more interactive than sometimes the videos are. Some people might be coming in that you might not have you might not have seen the stream or been around the videos for a bit. I'm posting it to a few other places, so I'm not sure who's going to show up. But yeah, so let me just I'll grab a random scene, just like some of the most recent. Actually, on the Twitch, I also stream on Twitch if you want to follow that as well. I don't know if YouTube likes people to say that algorithmically. I don't know if the algorithm shines favorably on people who say the TWITCH word, but I do have sometimes I stream live dev on the other platform. I'm doing a lot of audio work right now. I'm doing it's like the script, the writing, the game programming, all the game itself is basically done. It's just all like the voice, mostly voice right now. But some of it is sound design. I'm trying to think about robotic characters. Like I was showing how to make a Shodan. And if anyone knows who Shodan is from System Shock, especially System Shock 2, I was showing how to make a System Shock 2 Shodan voice. Like, look at you, hacker. A pathetic creature of meat and bone. In my I use Ableton Live and Adobe Audition to do the audio work. So I was showing how to make robot voices, make like a R2D2 voice or like a C3PO voice, or Neofeud has a lot of robots, so and like interesting creatures. So a lot of that's like that's the phase I am in. So anyway, I want to show a little bit of what's going on right now. Okay, let's see. I just posted it. Yeah. So this is a scene from Neofeud 2. So I use that. I use this particular screenshot of Neofeud 2 because yeah, this scene is set in that this scene with this voice acting that I recently added is set in that scene. Okay, anyways. Sorry. So anyway, so this is like an example of some of the voices I recently just added in. This might actually be funny for people to see. This whole scene is. I find the person who did this, his name is by the way, if you voice act in Neofeud, you get a shout out from my.
But when I came up,
you'll get a shout out from my. I don't know how many followers I have. How many followers do I have on this? I'm on Twitter. I'm on Blue Sky. I'm like, part of my being spread through is I'm on so many I'm on so many platforms with multiple accounts for, you know, it's just so much. I can't do it all. So anyways, but shout out to a little guy podcast about this is his name is Ron Swarthout, or I think it's you know, this what is his name? Ronald Jane, I think. That's what he has to be credited as, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, so shout out to this. But if you do get to voice act in Neofeud 2, you will have the honor of being shouted out all over the place. So yeah, I'm still taking auditions, by the way. It's a little bit late in the day, but I have 85 characters. Most of the main cast is cast, but there's a lot. There's like 10 to 12 main characters. That's like a lot. They have like big parts, but then there's like 70 plus smaller characters. So I still got a lot of that to do. Anyways, okay, let's get back to this. Wait.
Come on, fam, hit me up. We're just 30 Zuck bucks away from my goal for insulin funding this week. Can't stream Cyber Heist 3088 for you if I'm dead of diabetic ketoacidosis.
Oh, are you able to hear what he's saying, by the way? Oh, that's coming through. You can hear the voice. So I just gotta check my streaming software. Okay, yeah. Oh no. Don't crash.
Hey, buddy.
Technically, I'm human. But when I came up short on micropodment rent last year, it cost me an arm and a leg. I mean, literally. I had to pawn off my biological arm and leg to the transhuman chop shop to keep from being evicted. Then, I didn't make enough subs and tweaker tips playing Call of Colonialism to meet my Soylent Red Gamer Nutrition IV drip. So, there went my other arm. And a good 10 feet of small intestine.
Yeah, that character actually that character in Neofeud 2 actually has like his character name is the Gamer Junkie in Neofeud 2, and like his body is falling apart, and I picture him as like his vocal cords are like not fully functional, and he has like some cybernetic, you know, additions. He's supposed to sound like really messed up because he is, right? He's like literally auctioned off half his body to pay for his rent for this tiny little 3x5 size coffin apartment. And he's like, and I had to sell my intestines to pay for my food. I'm like, why are you laughing? And I'm like, that's my sense of humor. It's what you'll have to be doing in America soon. You know, it's what you have to be doing. Because whatever you make people in PALESTINE do, they're gonna have to do too. So anyway, okay. So I'm gonna play a little bit of this game. So I'll show you, like, this is part of the game dev process, just for people who want to see a little bit of that. This is the what happened there? Yeah, this is the actual the script files. I was actually recently adding a bunch of Holly's lines. Maybe I'll come back and test that. But let me just show a little bit of that Gamer Junkie, because that guy cracks me up. The actor did a good job of like portraying him. Um, he did a very good job of portraying him. Let me just share this here. Oh, and somebody asked. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I catch all the chat. Somebody, I think Colin asked, what are the robots like the rulers, like bad, like 1800s elites, but like in the future? No, a lot of the robots are actually not that empowered. Yeah, no, the robots are like a more marginalized in Neofeud world, Neofeud 1 and 2. The robot, they're like the conscious robots. They're not like, you know, just like a Roomba robot, but like the conscious robots are like they're servant, you know, they're servant class people. They're underclass. So I'm trying to run this game, but the script is currently loading. Oh, wait, let me get that off. Yeah. So anyways, if you just tuned in, this is the state of our cyberpunk reality and state of our cyberpunk game, Neofeud 2, and also dev Q&A, so you can feel free to throw. I'm gonna try to look at the chat more often while this is happening. Okay, are you gonna run? Sorry, I'm trying to run the game. Sometimes like the Neofeud 2 is like 7 gigabytes. It's pretty big. I just backed it all up just in case, because my computer, you know how your computer sometimes it makes that hummy buzzy sound and you're like, is that a fan going? Like, is there a bug in this software or hardware? Like, is there a cockroach climbing around the motherboard that's gonna like short it out and destroy my entire life's work? Is it gonna like nuke like literally 8 years of my entire life, and I'll be screwed and I'll be destitute, like walking through the streets, you know, like some kind of fungus-headed Last of Us NPC, just like walking around falling over, you know, homeless bum into cyberpunk hell because I won't have any money because I'll have destroyed Neofeud 2, you know. I'm just kidding. That's not gonna happen. You know, I'll probably be more like, you know, I'll be like a rage zombie from 28 Days Later. Definitely not the mushroom head. I don't even eat that many mushrooms. I was speculating the current IRL ruler class are actually poorly made robots, like janky Terminators. Well, you know, interesting you bring that up. Because that's probably pretty accurate, I feel. The elites have no soul, like their stochastic parrot, spicy autocomplete plagiarism software like ChatGPT and art generators, right? They have no soul, right? They're like the distilled essence of Miyazaki's lost faith in humanity. You know, that is, which is just an empty dollar accumulating robot. You know, that's very much what the 2020s elite are like. So that's true in that sense. Okay, now let me run that one more time. Okay, here we go. Now I'm going to run the game, and it's going to work. I'm going to manifest this game working right now. I'm going to put it out into the universe, you know, and it's going to happen. Okay, I hope this is visible. Okay, not yet. There you go. So, yeah, if you ever want to see what it looks like in the game, now you can see a little bit of actually inside the game. Okay, let's walk around here. It says, this clone brother from another mass production line is having a major malfunction in the limb department. I hard relate. The copper-toned fiberglass shell was common on the older models of My Servant and I Help. Dull and cracked like an old porcelain doll, they wear the old husk like a flag. Each electro whip mark a badge of self. Anyway, so there's various characters in here. I added some temp track. If you've played Neofeud 1, this is some of the Neofeud 1 soundtrack. I'm probably gonna add some more music at the current in the Schrodinger's video game, where I'm not sure if I'm gonna do the music for Neofeud 2 or not. It's in a quantum flux state. I'm probably gonna end up doing. I'm gonna keep the Neofeud 1 music and use some of that as part of the Neofeud 2 soundtrack, and I'm also gonna add more music probably. So.
Come on, fam, hit me up. We're just 30 Zuck bucks away from my goal for insulin funding this week. Can't stream Cyber Heist 3088 for you if I'm dead of diabetic ketoacidosis. Oh, gear metal headshot, and with the chainsaw mounted AR-15 no less. Total poggers ponage. Come on, y'all, help me make game streaming partner on Tweaker.
Okay, so now you can talk to this guy. What I'm showing out, this is like some of the voice acting I just recently added into the game.
Psst. Hey buddy.
No response. He keeps waggling his fingers in the air, dripping this ooze.
Hey, hotshot. Burnout bot. Frag master? Anybody home in there? Hello?
Oh, what? Hold on, gang. I gotta take a little pee break. What the hellion you want? I'm in the middle of cyberjacking the Millicorp Mega Tower with my level 77 parkour titty ninja waifu.
Hey, I just wanted to ask you a couple of questions.
My Digi Cowboy Neurotrodes are balls deep in Shitsutako Megabank server, man. I'm hacking enough Yaku Yen to buy an entire harem full of cyber babes in an off-world resort city with pristine blue ocean, white sand, and real palm trees. I'm a high-powered achiever, and all your blabbing is messing with my achieving.
This might be a little judgy, but how real is achievement in a video game, really? Isn't it just electrical signals interpreted by a corporate server? Especially when a real life is on the line, namely mine.
Dude, you sound just like my stupid environmentalist ex. Romancing cyber babes isn't a replacement for healthy relationships. Watching that awesome, pimped out avatar enjoy an unpolluted beach isn't the same as actually saving the whales and the oil spill covered styrofoam littered beaches. Nag, nag, nag.
Maybe your old flame had a point. Half this planet spends 23 hours a day gallivanting through virtual worlds while the real one dies. Maybe you should consider unplugging for a while, for your own health if nothing else.
The real world is lame, stupid, and the graphics are mediocre. Who hangs out in that sad, low-engagement meat and mortar space anyway, huh? Sad slumbots. Like you.
So now having deep philosophical conversations with the almost dead gamer junkie gaming himself to death. Okay, let's talk about this.
Look, I get the draw of the ultimate badass simulator. I was addicted to Cyber Heist 3088 myself for a while, blowing away rent-a-cops with retractable 50 caliber arm guns, X-ray vision eyes, metal cheetoid legs that can run 35 miles per hour, and parkour better than Kotomo Sukiyaki from that Spirit in the Machine movie. Had a posse of badass neon samurais and elite cyberjackers blowing away rent-a-cops, taking down megacorps left and right, as hundreds of tweaker followers cheered me on, validated me every night.
I know, this is total Uber alpha shit, my bro.
Yeah, but if you get addicted, so sucked in you can't even leave the game. The days and weeks pass, your bills pile up, your body starts falling apart, Your wife leaves you, your subs barely cover your existence rent, repo guys come for your body parts, and you're surrounded by childish, toxic assholes who just want to entertain themselves to death.
Dude, I don't know what the hell you're on about. I'm doing great. Best shape of my life. I can walk away from this game at any time.
Yeah? How about you climb down out of that hole in the wall right now?
Maybe tomorrow.
Touch grass, motherfucker! Touch grass! Anyways, what's up, Grant? Thanks for coming by. Get out! You go out, touch grass. No, you touch grass. Stop arguing with me on Twitter. Touch grass. You touch grass. I'll touch whatever grass I got a cactus right here. I'll touch that. Yeah, touch your cactus. Touch your cactus while you keep arguing with me on the internet. Anyways, sorry. You mentioned you need. Okay, this is a good part though.
Maybe a weird question, but you mentioned needing game stream donos to pay your insulin bill to not die this month. Aren't you a metal and silicon robot though?
Technically, I'm human. But when I came up short on micropodment rent last year, it cost me an arm and a leg. I mean literally. I had to pawn off my biological arm and leg to the transhuman chop shop to keep from being evicted. Then, I didn't make enough subs and tweaker tips playing Call of Colonialism to meet my Soylent Red Gamer Nutrition IV drip. So, there went my other arm. And a good 10 feet of small intestine. Intestines. Ha! Who needs that stupid tapeworm hugger anyway? I'm barely digesting with my stomach, apart from kick-ass Gamer Juice energy drinks, now that I take my food intravenously. To keep non-stop gaming 24/7, 365, Brobot. Hardcore AF.
I was like, I'm directly meta commenting on Cyberpunk games himself, among other games. Like actually, if you in Neofeud 1, there is a character who does comment on gamers. His name is the player of games in Neofeud 1. Detective Hoyt. He's like, that's what we have these games here for. It's just like all the drugs, all the fentanyl, you know, all the smoking, you know, all the online casino of various kinds, you know, all the social media addiction, you know, all the tube, the boob tube, Western media. We got all the best drugs. We got all the best drugs to keep all of you undeservingly unwashed masses trapped in our matrix. To prevent anyone from entering the castle. You know. So nobody can say Cyberpunk doesn't self-crit. I critique Cyberpunk game makers in Neofeud 1 and 2, so I just want to point that out. Anyway, I was a gamer. Okay.
Soylent Red. Isn't that like made up of people? Chopped up and ground to a fine paste? Injected with red dye? Isn't that like cannibalistically consuming your own species? Like millions of futureless game and porn addicted pod dwellers shadow running on neon hamster wheels till they die, to be intravenously fed to the survivors till the vast unwashed masses of your species are extinct?
Nah, bruh. That's just a total myth of the SJW liberal globalist conspiracists. I've heard it from hardcore independent journalists like Bro Jorgen. That Soylent Red is perfectly fine. Made from 100% grass-fed alpha bull beef and salt. No foggy spice.
Bro Jorgen? That guy was like a failed reality TV game show host where he made people eat horse dicks and uncooked scorp rat. He's being hounded by the feds for fraud and actually drank a cup of Roundup on a dare, claiming the weed killer was safe enough to chug. Landed himself in the hospital. The guy who suggested injecting household cleaner into your veins to wash out hydroplay and munching on lumps of coal to improve sexual health definitely should not be trusted when it comes to health advice or journalism. Thousands of organic sentients died, fell into comas, were crippled by permanent nerve damage after the Pufferfish Quadruples Your Lifting Gains podcast.
That's just an urban legend from those leftoids and goody two-shoes plant-eating soy boys. Besides, I've got neuro-enhanced pills to speed my nerve endings and eye-hand cord up like 70x. So I'm never gonna die, because I can't lose at this game, bro. I'm gonna make 10 billion and buy my immortality with DNA clock resets.
You see, this is the solution to Cyberpunk Torment Nexus 2025. Become so good at games. You know what I'm saying? Just be so good at making clickbait videos that you make so much money that you live forever. That's the solution. I've got it. That's the answer. It's not 42. It's not 42. The answer to life, the universe, and everything. It's just get so good at gaming. It's get so good at prompting AI. Get so good at prompting ChatGPT that you make like $1 godzillion and then buy immortality. That's the solution. I got it. I don't need to make any more streams now. It's great.
Leftists? You mean like Red Star?
Shh. Don't talk about that crap, man. You want to get us all perma-banned from the internet or a team of SWAT cops hauling us off to the camps or something? I can't afford to get banned. I'm about to be crowned Cyberpunk King of Knocked Metro.
Not Night City, it's Knocked Metro. Night City was stolen from Neuromancer into Cyberpunk 2077. I just want to point that out.
You happen to know a Mad American?
What? Only mad person here is me. Mad because you're interrupting my ponage.
Okay, anyways, that's some random Neofeud too. Actually, I'm gonna just run a little bit. If anybody has any that you can, again, this is the Silver Spook Q&A. That was some of the, actually what I really wanted to show was some of the latest voice. I do the main character, that robot guy, and just a little guy pod does the gamer junkie guy. But yeah, if you have questions about anything, I'm gonna be more interactive. Just another notice. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna go as well. So quickly throw it all into the chat there. Let me just test this out. One of these I want to try. Okay, let's see. Flying over Neolibron. Let's just try a little bit of that. I actually haven't actually run this scene before. I'm just gonna see if it's working properly. Scene from Neofeud 2.
Yeah. So.
Okay, wait. Yeah, it's not working. Okay, so now I will show you a little bit of what's going on. This is a little bit of live game dev for you. So I gotta add in. I'm gonna add in some music here, just so they have some kind of background soundtrack here. Yeah. So a lot of this is obviously coding. It's a adventure game studio, which is what Neofeud and Neofeud 2 are made in. Has a it's similar to JavaScript or C++ sort of coding. And now I have to move a bunch of my files. Okay, just to give you an idea of how much like voice acting. Here's the software I use to this is where I edit the voice acting. Here's one of my friends voice acting. You want to hear one of my friends voice acting?
Ugh, this is nasty graffiti. I need to wipe it up. The Eutropians are teaching us better.
Okay, that's just some random line. This is Holly in the chat.
Yeah, I overheard everything. Your entire circus act. It was impossible not to.
And here's another random line.
Hey, how's it going?
So in Adobe Audition, I like edit, I like normalize, cut the noise out, add a lot of the effects, and then as I said, there's about 140,000 words, and it's about 10,000 lines. The average line is approximately 15 words. So then 15 words times 10,000 is 150,000. It's about 140,000. Between 13 to 15 words per line, something like that. Okay. Anyways, now I'm gonna now I gotta get all of these lines and I gotta drag them into the speech folder of Adventure Games Studio. So let me just Okay, I'm gonna turn this off for a second because this is also, this is good because in case anybody claims that they made Neofeud 2, now you have evidence that I've done many videos and streams of like doing some live game devs. So, it's a weird thing where people come out and some people, they have severe personality changes or they just become, different people than who they were before. And, it's just kind of suddenly discover that or decide that they've made an entire game. There's actually John Romero is dealing with this one guy who keeps claiming that he did all this work that he didn't do on the original Doom in the 1990s. And it's really weird. It's like, what is going on out there, And so John Romero, he's actually a native Yaqui Cherokee and also Mexican legendary game dev of the original Doom. Like Doom Guy, The Doom, the original 90s Doom, FPS demon shooter. He's having to constantly have to respond because that guy will post something on social media, and John Romero like this. In fact, this person did not do those things that he's claiming, and it's really kind of that's a part that's like one of the not fun parts of indie dev. Is just dealing with headaches and just stuff like that. Anyways, that's also in like movie business and other kind of businesses like that. Okay. Let's see now. Neofeud 2. Let's see. Speech. Yeah, sorry. What I'm doing is I'm trying to get all the I'm trying to get all of the speech files into the game so that I can run the game and see all of the and hear all of the new voice acting I've just cut and edited. I'm trying to edit in terms of like how long it takes. I'm trying to, now that I have the voices recorded, it took me about a month to record all the main characters' lines. It just takes a long time. And then like to get he has 30,000 words, so it's a lot. And then editing the lines, I'm trying to cut, edit, and insert into the game like 100 lines a day. So at that rate, right? If you do 100 into 8, it's about 100 into 10,000, right? So that's gonna take me like 100 days. So that's like 3 months straight of daily for like 6 hours a day, adding these lines in. I'm not even joking. It's so much work. It's so much work. Okay, now let's see. Okay, let's run this one more time to see what happens. Yeah, is it Sandra Peterson? Yeah. You know what? Actually, there's some people that have like personality changes since 2020. For take a guess what might cause the personality changes, particularly since 2020. Just take a wild guess. Okay, I'll give you a hint. It starts with a C, and it ends with the first 3 letters of video. He had serious personality changes, and people, if you get dementia, not that if you got dementia, because you probably don't have it yet, unless you do, in which case condolences, and that sucks. But like if you have like severe brain damage and serious personality changes, like if you do enough acid, I've actually experienced like a little bit of this, where not that I've done acid, but I've had personality changes based upon completely legal substances entering my body, in a galaxy far, far away. Well, if your mind is warped enough because of drug use, temporarily or permanently, because of COVID based brain damage or other kinds of brain damage, your mind, you can actually rewrite things in your mind can get rewritten. Like you just being one artist on a team of 10 can turn into you ran the whole game company, and you were employing the 9 other people. You know what I'm saying? Like it can actually like alter. Sometimes people are doing this like duplicitously, and that does happen too. But then like there's people that I know I'm in like 2 to 3 degrees of separation of people who are like their mind completely is warped, and now they're like driven to like take down their former colleagues. It's so sad. It's kind of just sad, and because the way they're going about it is like unhinged. It's like doesn't even make any sense. Like it's not gonna work. But like they have like dementia, and they're like exhibiting their like just horrible like degenerative brain damage. It's brain damage is what it is, right? It's brain degeneration, and they're exhibiting that like on social media. Sometimes when people get on the internet or in a public forum, which is where everybody's in a permanent public forum now. Everybody has a phone and a computer. So sometimes it's people are just being, oh my gosh, you're just like really not cool. You're like that gamer junkie guy. He's just kind of a dick, right? He's also on a lot of drugs. His body's falling apart. But like sometimes living a cyberpunk dystopia, being intravenously fed to his neighbors, right, as a way to liquefy and destroy all of the 99% is just to kill them all by getting them forcefully addicted to games and drugs until they all become so disabled that they can't do anything, or they just die. So sometimes it's just random people in a dystopia just like having a bad day, having a bad year, right? But sometimes it's actually people's minds are going, and a lot of people's minds are going. Like they're physically falling apart, and then it exhibits. I'm not saying that that's an excuse for any of their behavior, but like if you ever have to deal with somebody who is in the end phases of their life, if you ever have to take care of someone with dementia or like serious Alzheimer's and cognitive decline, right? It's really horrible because they're a different person. They become a different person. They're not who they were. It's hard to know like how much of it is the damage and how much is like they're just becoming more of an a-hole. But anyway, this is like not related to Neofeud 2 actually. Wait, what's up, McLovin? And what's up, Victor? Also, anyways, I'm gonna run Neofeud 2. I'm just talking about random. I'm talking about random psychology right now, and I should need to move on to this. Okay. So here's a little bit of more in game with Holly's voice acting.
Utopia. What a mess.
Yeah, it's like this crumbling slum never ends. So, thanks again, Liv, for bailing me out of Shit's Creek back there. But, maybe we should, turn around?
We can't. That street is a dead end. If they apprehend you, it's over.
I mean, I know I'm on Eutropia's shit list, but where are we escaping to? We can't leave the planet, and there's nothing out here but crumbling shanties and charcoal forests, and beyond that, wasteland and electricitylessness. I'll need electro or I'm lights out.
Look, you will be okay, Nostromo. You're just gonna have to trust me. You know, the Forbes 500 magazine gave Neoliberon a AAA+ rating, calling it the best city in the galaxy, a shining light on the hill. But really, Neoliberon is an anglerfish's lure, a glittery handful of luxury penthouses luminous in the dark abyss of poverty. Glowing propaganda attracts hapless victims by promising fame, fortune, freedom. The sick, poor, tired, huddled masses flee imperialized homeworlds from torn Taurus to sanction-starved Cygnus, following stories of billionaire arms dealer playboys trysting with Kim Kardashev in the 23rd and lifestyles of the trillionaires in famous exposés. Arrive at New Manhattan orbital immigration platform, smile up at the Statue of Liberty party hologram, only to be gobbled up, driving a road to nowhere as surf drivers, exhausting themselves in futile cubicle rat races, over-consuming omniphones in Dulce, burning the planet, filling the belly of the beast that breathes fire on more worlds. Burn, rinse, repeat. Neoliberon is a well-airbrushed corpse, a failure like countless other utopian cities, settler colonies, planets, or a success if you're nestled in the CEO King's court.
I see your point, but what does that have to do with where we're going?
We're going to do something about the problem.
Liv, what are we supposed to do about it? The system has winners and losers. We all know it's stacked against us, non-humans, the poor, the manufactured, the capeless. But that's just the way it is.
Except it isn't. This is by design. Kings and queens used to sit on thrones of gold and jewels. In America, they sat on thrones made of stacked $100 bills. Now, they sit on both. But all of it is a designed system, a construct, and it can be deconstructed. And where we're going, they have the right blueprints. Or, should I say, red prints.
Wait, are you talking about those Venusian communists? That's just a myth, Liv. There is no alternative to this capitalist system, crappy as it is. I mean, communism left 100 billion dead.
Where did you hear that, huh? BSNBC? GNN? Your corporate-controlled social media feed? A Utro so-called history book? I'm sorry, I can't explain it all now. You probably wouldn't believe me if I told you. You're just gonna have to trust me and let me show you the truth.
Look, I'm happy to join the picket line and fight the law, stand with you and the comrades in Red Star back in the city. I owe you that. But chasing a utopian mirage in the desert, this is just nuts.
Hey, bucko. Remember I risked my butt saving your heavy metal tush when you were just minutes from being discontinued from this continuum? You could barely tell up from down, day from night, and most of your memories were implanted fabrications, remember? You're not in a position to say what is and isn't nuts. Your thinking cap has been popped open. You're not in a position to say what is and isn't nuts. Your thinking cap has been popped open, but you're still empty. It's time to listen and learn.
Shit. I mean, I guess I can't argue with that. And you're right, I would be goners by now without you anyway. Each second is a freebie, gifted longevity.
Oh, I'm missing this audio file.
Everything I know is telling me we're going to...
Also, that's wrong.
I promise, you're going to be fine. Where we're going, it's gonna blow your mind. In a good way.
Oh, my stellariums. This is horrific.
This is the catastrophe the Utopian Empire caused when it first arrived on this planet. It neutron torpedoed native civilizations, then bombed the smoking craters. Neoliberon was built over ashes like these.
I know I served in the armed forces, but I don't recall. I don't remember.
They need their soldiers to forget, or to recollect through their warped mirror.
So anyways, so now you can see what the Utopian Empire has brought. What's up to McLovin? Also, thanks for coming back. Heavy Metal Tush should be a good band name. True, yes. This music is actually from Terminus Machina, believe it or not. If you don't know what that is, that is the music is from this game that I made before Neofeud. It may show up. I may throw it into Neofeud 2 actual game. This is kind of a temp track right now, but it may some of this may end up in the actual game music wise. I did compose this song also. Yeah, Terminus. If you follow the Silver Spook channel, you may have heard of this game. And this is actually like the main theme from this game. The vibe of this game is very much like that bit of Neofeud 2. This is actually a Deus Ex. Speaking of Cyberpunk, this is a Deus Ex Total Conversion that I made before Neofeud 1. It's like 2013. Anyway. Anyways, I'll test a little bit more of this, see what this sounds like.
These utopian fighters scream across the skies of dozens of planets, raining plasma bombs and photon torpedoes on villages till there's nothing but charcoal and craters of volcanic glass. 90% of the targets killed are innocent civilians, kids in schools, hospitals.
I recognize those Imperial fighters. My unbrainwashed omni-brain memories are still blurry, low-res, and sporadic, but I think I might have piloted one of those.
This Colossus high-caliber blasters shocked and awed towns, massacred liberatory revolts, put down water riots. Now they rust, toxify the planet's aquifers, and collect mutant scorprat nests.
This. So there might be a couple more where she actually talks. That one.
It's wild. There are mile-long destroyer-class vessels just rotting out there. I guess I was one of the lucky ones to not end up disintegrating in this graveyard, but did I deserve to survive? I must have put down so many innocents.
Hey, look, we're all part stormtrooper. Whether we're on the front lines or moving blood-covered dollars through Excel spreadsheets, doing tech support for the nuclear drones, born in a star-spangled cradle, or manufactured on the Raytheon assembly line like yourself, or fleeing a war-torn homeworld just to survive. Most of us didn't choose our empire, but we can choose what we do about it.
Yeah, I guess so.
One more.
Sacred temples, homes, and farms of the indigenous once lived here, before they were wiped out, and the Utopians renamed the planet Bizon 426. The 425th colony of the Bisburg Zuckerbucks didn't fare much better. Sacred temples, homes, and farms.
So I'm just like I'm noting down all these. I've never actually run this scene with the voice acting, so part of it is I'm trying to figure out what all the bugs are.
Wasteland, wasteland, and more endless wasteland. Look, I know we talked about this, but are you sure we're going the right way? This is just endless arid desert.
Yes, I know that's what it looks like, but do you think I'd go through the trouble of saving you just to let you become Sandviathan fodder? Remember your missionary bot subroutines? Maybe you could activate your faith module or something.
Well, if you say so.
We're like a stone's throw from our destination. Promise. Pentagram my heart and hope to die.
Hold on, let me check this desert out for a bit. Whoa! That's a really big meat thingy's endoskeleton, I think. Gives my CPU the glitchy twitchies.
Hey, I was joking about the Sandviathan. Are you actually worried some megafauna worm might explode out of this 120-degree sand and gobble our ship mid-flight?
Yeah, like the monster that freed peoples of Iraq is right in that Star Dunes Hollow movie.
Dude, that's a movie. Set in a galaxy far, far away? Okay, there are technically some giant lumbercids out there, like in Sandinista territory, but those are herbivores that only eat coral and limestone, which is what this sand's made out of. They're like huge, harmless parrotfish.
Well, okay, but if I see any big fins or tails out there, I'm diving under the dashboard. I don't even know what a parrotfish is, but it sounds bad.
Oh, parrotfish! Oh my god, parrotfish! Oh no, the parrotfish are coming. Anyways, okay. Sorry, I'm just like watching all this. Getting carried away watching my own game. I had never actually run that bit with the voice in it. Let me just try one more. I'm just gonna grab one more little bit. I gotta drop the. I'm gonna drop the music a little bit. The volume's a little bit high. Sorry, I'm just. This is one thing one thing about like making games is that like I have been through Neofeud 2 so many times. I've been through it like 1,000. I swear it's gonna be 1,000 times by the time I'm done. Like not hyperbolically, like it's literally gonna be 1,000 times I've been gone through this game. So like I can't even tell what's funny and what works and what's interesting and what's not sometimes, because like it can be hard, because like I wrote it, I had to paint it, I programmed it, tested each scene so many times. Cut the dialogue out, read the dialogue that has the whole game in the dialogue form, sent that out, got lines back. Yeah, it's just like so many times, cutting every single line. I gotta listen to each line several times in a row to make sure it's correct. It's just so much. So sometimes it's hard to tell. It's like it's kind of like, imagine if you heard the same joke. Imagine if somebody said, "Knock knock, who's there?" And it's like orange, you glad to see me or something, and somebody told you that joke like 10,000 times, right? You sometimes you forget what an orange is eventually. You know what I mean? So it can be like, I sometimes have to like, yeah. Anyway, that's just the whole thing. That's just part of the deal as well. It's like sometimes you have to show it to other people to like remember. Oh yeah, that's how that works, because you don't really know. I'm not surprised by anything in the game, so you have to kind of like show it to other people to be like, remember what it's like to not know anything about that world, and then suddenly they encounter it, and then see the reactions because you can like lose like actors. Even like Matt Damon said, I can't watch any of my movies. Right? I think it was like multiple actors have said I can't watch any of my movies because when I watch my movies, all I see is everything wrong. Right? Like, oh my god, there's a boom in that scene. It's a little nobody sees it, but I see it. Right? Oh my gosh, like there was a take that was better. Like I messed that line up, but they left it in, and nobody can tell. Only I know that I said the line wrong, but they left it in because the take worked. It was good enough. It worked, and but I know I got that line wrong. Right? This happens in movies. It's like, or even like Tim. Tim the Enchanter from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. That was a screw up. That was actually a blooper, but they left it in because it was funny. Right? But then sometimes as an actor, you might John Cleese. Maybe not in that case. That's it does actually work. But sometimes like when I look at the game, sometimes all I can see is what's wrong. When I listen to the voice acting, I have to kind of like not listen too closely because all I hear is, oh my god, I know that I had to hack 2 lines together. Oh man, when I said that word, I said it slightly wrong. Oh, that when I said it's supposed to be like cybernetics, but I said it like cybernetic, and I didn't emphasize. There wasn't enough S. I made that one word plural that should have been singular. But nobody knows except you, and you just stuck there like, it's like literally like a splinter in your mind. You're just thinking about it the whole time. You just can't stop thinking about the errors, and it can kind of make it hard to look at your own stuff sometimes if I'm in a different mood and I'm like coming to it, then it's like it's different. And anyway, that's just some random like just being, that's not just indie dev, but that's definitely part of it. Let's see. Contracts. Okay, I'm just gonna try this one to see if this works. I think I put audio on this one. Yeah, there you go.
Walmart. It's a retro retail store in this cosplay district for Earthlings to relive something called Vaporwave 90s Earth Chic. Supposedly, it depicts the height of American civilization.
Oh yeah, that character doesn't have voices yet. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay. The part I want to get is this part with the draggy. Oh hi, welcome to Walmart.
Oh no, not one of these again. Hi there.
I'm Draggy. What's your name?
I'm Nostromo.
Did you say your name is Saffron?
What? That's not even close to what I said, Draggy.
Nice to meet you, Draggy. Whoa, we have the same name. How amazing is that?
No, that's not my... Your audio processors must be clogged with ewax, Draggy. Or maybe your neural net is tangled up in some corporate malware. Ask me how I know.
What? I feel great. Hey, the chances of us having the same name are 1,337 to 1. I can tell we're gonna be best shopping spree friends.
Whoa. Firstly, I have an aversion to clingy fizz people, let alone retail holograms. So just, take a step back out of my personal bubble. And secondly, you're a shopping bot. We're not friends. We're not gonna be getting drinks and doing each other's hair and playing Pokemon Go together.
Why not, Draggy number 2? You don't like me? Was it something I said?
What? This is the weirdest personalized shopping experience subroutine I have ever interacted with.
Hey, I may be a little too friendly sometimes, but I'm just trying to do my job and help you have a good time at Walmart. You don't have to be mean.
Oh, good grok and gunmetal. Fine. Sorry, Draggy number 1. I can't believe I'm apologizing to a hovering blue cartoon.
It's okay. Hey, let me help you shop now. We got a mega blowout. Buy 3 for the price of 6 sale today.
3 for the price of 6? That's like the opposite of a sale.
You'll be happy to know this discount applies to nail polish, makeup, and butt plugs.
What? Why are you telling me that?
This Maltacular deal information is based on your shopping and internet search history.
Right. Anyway,
okay. That's that. Okay, so that's that's all. I'll stop sharing Neofeud 2 in game. People are like, Silver Speak, you gonna give us the entire game? No, that's it. Okay. Anyway, so that's some of the how it's going inside the game. If you wanted to see, because I don't always share some of that on the YouTube stream. I share a little bit more on the Twitch. Anyways, okay, so yeah, it's 12. Oh my God, it's 12:42. Time flies when you're playing Neofeud 2, my jeez. Yeah, but what else do I have to say about that? Oh yeah, other big news. American Jonestown. I know some people come from LeftTube. So American Johnson of Non-Compete is now. Oh, anybody want to hear American Johnson's character in Neofeud 2? I got some of his voice acting in here. American Johnson and Luna Oi of Non-Compete and Luna Oi of Luna Oi is both gonna be in Neofeud 2. I'm not sure exactly how many scenes, but if anyone wants to hear Luna and EJ, I got their voice right here. Yep, take it easy, Grant. Okay, here we go. Here's American Johnson. There you go.
Power to the people.
Wait.
This is EJ recording for Android Servant. I'll do 2 versions.
Wait. Here's Luna coughing.
2 versions. Luna just sneezed.
Yeah, there you go.
Power to the people. 42069. No, it's a movement for a 4-day work week, 20 hours max, 69 bucks per hour minimum wage.
Anyway, and here's some of our Vietnamese friend Luna. Where did I put it? I lost it. Oh, Luna apparently Luna has to like speak in Luna is Vietnamese, so she has to speak in some Vietnamese first, and then goes into the English.
What?
Wait, no, here.
This stupid Natbot stole my job. Now what am I supposed to do? What? Oh no, I threw my card at the manager's face on my way out.
Luna might have more than one character, so we'll see. This is Vietnamese right here. I'm not sure what that means. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, so we're gonna have Non-Compete, and we got Luna over here. So yeah, that's good. That's good news for us. They've been real busy. They're doing a lot of traveling, but I think they're gonna be done with their travels soon. They had to record a little bit while they were traveling. So thanks for at least some of the audition bits. So thanks to Non-Compete and Luna for that. Yeah, we just have Luna do like her character in Vietnamese. Here's one more. You want to hear one more take? I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna get in trouble for this. I mean, this is all gonna be in the, they're gonna show up in the game. So,
Lies. You come to put me in a cage to torture.
Wait, did I put? Yeah.
Lies. You come to put me in a cage to torture this body like the others. I do not wish to talk to you. That is what the Space Invaders said. before scaring Mother Eden, despoiling the garden, putting us, your elders, in chains.
Yeah. So this character is actually one of the character Luna is one of the characters Luna might play is actually like the survivor of a colonial war, right? So Neofeud 2 is going to be more realistic than Star Wars, right? Because Star Wars is like a bunch of people in the UK pretending like they survived imperialism. In Neofeud 2, we're going to actually have the Vietnamese that George Lucas, you know how George Lucas said, oh, the Viet Cong were the rebels and the US Empire was the evil empire in Star Wars, right? But you know how George Lucas didn't actually have any Vietnamese people, you know, inside his actual movie. So we're actually going to have Vietnamese anti-colonial, anti-imperialist communists in Neofeud 2. So that's you know, that's why George, Star Wars, you're all posers. You're all where are your Vietnamese communists? Where are your Vietnamese communists, George Lucas? Freaking poser. Andor, Tony Gilroy, where's your Vietnamese communists? Where's your Vietnamese communists? Posers, all of you. Neofeud 2 is the only anti-imperial piece of content in the English language. Anyways, okay, anyway. I'll stop pissing off all the Star Wars nerds and move on. For real though, I'm not even joking though. Like, let me start I'm just gonna get that. You know, George Lucas is a coward because he didn't put any in his actual movie. He just talked about it later. Oh. Let me see if I can find that. Is this yeah, it was actually James Cameron talking to George Lucas. I'm sure I'm gonna find that clip if I just look over here. Here.
Rebels. They're using asymmetric warfare against a highly organized empire. I think we call those guys terrorists today. We call them Mujahideen, we call them Al-Qaeda.
When I did it, they were Viet Cong.
Exactly.
So George Lucas just said the Vietnamese communists, the Viet Cong, were the rebels in Star Wars. So right there, okay? But he never put any Vietnamese people ever in any of his movies. Pathetic. Disappointing. There's only Neofeud 2. You know, the thing is, I already made a game with the Viet Cong. It's called Decolonators. We're not even masquerading in science fictional dress up so we don't anger our imperialist audiences. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to point that out as well. Okay, anyway. So state of our Cyberpunk. Anyway, so yeah, I think that's basically all. I hope that answers all the questions. Long story short, we're very close to being done with Neofeud 2, but I do have a lot of directing. I actually just had to answer I had to listen to 4 separate sets of lines this morning. I'm trying to help a voice actor troubleshoot. I'm going back and forth. I have 50 different email and Discord and Messenger threads. I got to listen to an hour of lines and check them all. So I have to have the entire universe of Neofeud 2 in my head at all times, so I can tell if they said any word wrong, if the emotion is wrong in any particular scene. So it's a lot going on. It's a lot. So it's just it's actually pretty wild. I'm like, how the hell can I remember all this crap? But it's kind of I have to, because I have voice actor. I literally have voice actors sending in lines from 700 pages worth of the Neofeud 2 script, and I have to know whether the way they read a line in every single scene is correct. You know, the accent is off, the intonation is off, the emotion is off. They pronounced utopian wrong. I gotta know all that. So it's kind of I have to get it done now, because I can't keep all this crap in my head. It's literally it pushes out, this is one of the things, it pushes out all the other, having such a vast, if you can tell, there's a lot of world building, There's a lot of lore. There's a lot of characters and just a huge world inside of Neofeud 2. So that like pushes out so much other stuff out of my mind. You know what I mean? Like short-term memory, things that are happening, other just random bits of information. A lot of stuff. It just like it takes up a lot of the RAM and ROM of the brain to keep all that crap going. Because I don't have like sometimes you have a big game production, right? You have like a team, like dozens of writers, production managers, like story managers, right? You have entire teams of people, right? Just like making sure everything even like in Andor on a movie shoot, you have like teams of people like making sure that every single scene has the right character, making the right costume, right extras, right? Making sure that you don't have the wrong insignia on the wrong, uniform on the wrong planet, you know what I mean? But it has like a whole host of people doing that. But with this indie dev, I mean, it's a little bit unhinged. It's a little bit wild now I think about it that way. It's like, what the heck am I even doing? But it's kind of like, it's too late. I just have to finish it. But I can't do it. But like once I'm done with Neofeud 2, I got to take like a break. You know what I mean? My brain has been in like almost for a decade. It's just been like steeped in this. And like now it really has to be because I'm dealing with 50 plus people that all are simultaneously sending me hours and hours and hours and hours of their work, which I'm grateful. It's great that they're doing that. But it's like, it's just it's so much. It's pretty wild. Anyways, but it's not like, I mean, it's great because then, I'm seeing like 8 years of my life and work. Like Neofeud 1 was 2.5 years and Neofeud 2 is like 8 years, like coming to fruition. And like, I like talking to like a lot of people that I'm meeting through the voice acting is really cool. Like, I get to talk to them. Like they're interested in the, just to give you some other shout outs just to some of the people. I can't mention them all, but like one of them is, she's currently she's actually working on one of the very funny characters lines. We also have like several, there's obviously we have, Global South, Asian, left, like Luna Oi. We have, American Johnson, Nakapete, YouTube, BreadTuber, LeftTuber, whatever. Marceline is also, there's at least like 3 to 5 trans voice actors also. And Marceline is one that's cast in that. So, and, there's people like, because Neofeud 2 and like has really, it's definitely anti-capitalist. It's definitely like anti-imperialist. It's definitely like, it's making a political statement. In case you didn't notice that. And so the people that are like, it's not a game where like, oh well, we're just like, obviously you want it to be entertaining. It's got to be able to like have a draw for the science fictional elements and the sense of wonder, and the comedy and the characters have to be fun and relatable. And make you laugh and cry at least, But it also, Neofeud is making a statement, like Neofeud 2, and so a lot of the people that are joining in, I really was looking for people that are like, oh shit, oh, what am I doing? Where? Is the video playing where? On the screen right now? So like So I was definitely looking for people that are like aligned, like people who are like identify with their politics. I was trying to find people that like actually, align with that like left-leaning politics to be part of the voice acting cast. So another one is like let's see if I can find this person. I think that's what that person's name is. Yeah, this is so these are at least 2 trans YouTubers that are in it, but there's actually more than that. And there's obviously I'm native one, and then we have she makes lots of very funny videos. The new pub is not woke. And of course our friend Zilla, who I have often on the I had it several times on the Silver Spook and Friends Twitch hangout panel thingies. Where I think I'm spelling that wrong. Oh yeah, that's it right there. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, so we're getting lots and lots of cool people. A lot of them actually are people who make YouTube videos, like a whole bunch of them. But it kind of makes sense because a lot of people make YouTube videos. I mean, you have to be good at like recording audio. You know, it's also like, you know, a lot of them are kind of nerdy academic types, left-leaning academic types, which is great because, you know, Neofeud is pretty cerebral. I mean, it's not Neofeud, like if you've seen some of that, Neofeud is not like an action movie. It's a little bit more involved in that. So, you know, we got lots of the good people to participate, because you have to be able to read this. You have to be able to read the lines without like struggling. Like you have to, like, unlike 54%+ of the United States, you have to be able to read above a 6th grade level. You know what I'm saying? To voice act for Neofeud 2. If you can't really read, if you can't read like Tuck Everlasting, you're not gonna be able to handle this script. So yeah. Anyways, but I think we'll wrap it up there. So anyways, if you have any other questions and comments, you can feel free to leave them obviously in the comments of the video. But we gotta go because it's getting close to 1. Anyways, thanks everybody for watching. If you want to support us here, of course, you can always go to ko-fi.com/silverspook. At ko-fi.com/silverspook, you can give us ongoing support. Oh, well, thanks a lot to McClubbin. Shout out to McClubbin. Thanks for the very generous support of, I think that was a whole lot. So thank you very much for that. But yeah, if you want to help us out, you can directly support us through ko-fi.com/silverspook, as well as, of course, patreon.com /Neofeud, and become an ongoing supporter that way, and you get access to these updates. Like if you want even more updates than that, like at least once a month I try to post a whole bunch of updates about what we're doing at the Silver Spook Cooperative in terms of like ecological work. We do a lot of environmental work, food security and sustainability work, community work here in Hawaii, as a Native Hawaiian run cooperative here. And of course, we also have updates on Neofeud 2, what we're doing in terms of voice acting, writing. I mean, for this foreseeable future, I'm still going to be doing a whole lot of that. So these are some of the onions we're growing. I have updates on that. Anyways, yeah, if you can also get access to the Silver Spook Discord and the Silver Spook University, over 1,000 hours of the content we have produced are categorized according to topic. You can also follow, like I said, you can follow on the Facebook, Silver Spook Games. Like we're all over the place. I don't have enough time to show everyone, but you can follow on Facebook. You can follow on Blue Sky. Blue Sky, I'm trying to post a bit more to, because there's a lot of people that are probably going to be playing. People who might want to play Neofeud, a lot of them happen to be there now. A confluence of them. So a lot of posts is going there. You know, people who play retro games that are like 30 to 50-year-olds, not to say that you can't play it if you aren't, but a lot of the people that are like, they get exactly all the references in Neofeud, and they like really are into those kind of 90s retro games, or you know, that they or late 80s retro games that they really loved as a kid. There's a lot of people who might be interested in Neofeud, and like nerdy sci-fi, highly educated people that tend to be on Blue Sky. And also, we're also on Mastodon. You can follow at silverspookgames.bsky.social, and my personal account is silverspookguy. And on Mastodon, of course, at silverspookgames, at wandering.shop, and at silverspookgames at mastodon.social. And of course, you can also follow on Twitter. On Twitter, you can follow silverspookgames -Ian and silverspookguy, again, for the personal takes on stuff. And of course, you can also follow Holly. I was commenting about Lilo and Stitch being gross, because Lilo gives up. Lilo is given up by Nani to the state, which is really messed up. Changing the ending from even the not so great cartoon in the live action movie to be much worse. And Holly, of course, you can also follow at silverspookguy, married to myself, sharing important information like that. And Holly is, of course, moderating and partner here at the Silver Spook Cooperative. And also, thank you to all of our patrons. Thanks for all your ongoing massive support. Hugely appreciated. Thank you so much. And until next time, keep your shades polished, be excellent to each other, and have a good rest of your day. And yeah, Hope you don't have to sell off your intestines to afford food. What good is food if you have no intestines to digest with? Hey Grok, hey ChatGPT, what good is food if I don't have intestine? Okay, anyways.